Well, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh-wee. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, this. Whoa. MSN.com, mainstream. $5,152 power bill? Texas's winter storm hell only gets worse. As a historic winter storm raged across Texas over the weekend, Aquila Scott Amos, would that be Akia? I think the L is silent. Akia Scott Amos received an alarming message from her power company. Please switch off services because prices are about to explode. Well, how could that be? I thought I'd pay 12 cents a kilowatt. I thought it's locked in, no? The 43-year-old owner of an organic skincare and apothecary shop was initially confused by the message from Griddy, which sells wholesale power, for a monthly membership. But she began to look for other providers. Then she checked her bill. I paid $450 for 1 day. I was in shock, she told the Daily Beast on Wednesday. What's this? It made no sense because we have a gas heater, a gas fireplace, and we have been keeping the temperature around the house at 65 degrees. With that amount of money and the labeled amount of usage Griddy said was used, we would have to be lighting up the whole neighborhood, she said. The nightmare only got worse on Monday when she realized her bill had increased by another $2,500. So what was that, last week then? Still talking about last week? And then now this Monday? In comparison, Scott Amos paid $33.93 last year for the entire month of February. I don't have that type of money, she said. I now owe Griddy $2,869.11. This is going to put me in debt. This is going to mess up my credit. Are they going to cut me off in the middle of this ongoing crisis? Scott Amos is not alone. Dozens of Griddy customers have blasted the wholesale power company for their outrageously high bills amid a winter disaster. Despite the astronomical prices, she is considered one of the lucky ones, as millions of people across Texas are still without power, while temperatures remain perilously low. The storm, which bulldozed through parts of the central and southern United States this week, has killed at least 30 people and hospitalized dozens more who have resorted to dangerous measures to stay warm. This is a double-edged sword, she said. Thankfully, we have power, but at what price? We are using it minimally and getting charged thousands. Most people I know don't even have power, and I'm getting these outrageous bills. While power outages have affected Americans across the country, from West Virginia to Oregon, Texas has been hit the hardest. On Tuesday, at least 4.3 million Texans were left in the dark. No pun intended. Or maybe pun intended, both. According to the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, which manages the state's power grid, only 700,000 homes had their electricity restored overnight. More than 2.7 million customers still don't have power. We know millions of people are suffering, ERCOT President and CEO Bill Magnus said in a Wednesday statement. We have no other priority than getting them electricity. No other priority. But data from ERCOT suggests the price of getting the lights back on might be too steep for some Texans. As first reported by Reuters, the market price on the power grid spiked more than 10,000% on Monday in the aftermath of the deep freeze. Prices skyrocketed to more than $9,000 per megawatt hour compared to the pre-storm prices of less than $50 an hour. That's megawatt, not kilowatt. The amped-up wattage costs have affected Griddy customers, in particular because of the company's distinctive business model. In Texas's hypercharged market for electricity, Griddy makes money by debiting its subscribers a flat $9.99 monthly fee and then selling them raw power at its going wholesale value, effectively stripping out any insulation between consumers and the oscillations in supply and demand. Often, this saves Griddy customers money. But the wild surge in costs due to failures across ERCOT's grid has juiced up bills to astounding levels. Griddy initially urged its customers to switch to another power provider, but few companies are accepting new accounts. Exacerbating and prolonging this sticker shock is a decision on Tuesday by the state's Power Utility Commission, which regulates the nonprofit ERCOT's operations. The order from the gubernatorial-appointed PUC, or Power Utility Commission, asserted that even with a hike coinciding with cold weather and increased heating use, ERCOT had been undercharging consumers for the cost of energy and directed it to raise its rates. Quote, "We made the unprecedented decision to tell our customers, whom we worked really hard to get, that they are better off in the near term with another provider," Michael Falquist, Chief Executive Officer of Griddy, previously said in a statement. "We want what's right by our consumers, so we're encouraging them to basically leave their company." As a customer, Royce Pierce, 38-year-old contractor, is one of those Griddy customers who received the notice from the power company to abandon his service, a message he admitted to the Daily Beast he thought was overly precautionary as the winter storm loomed. Now his bill has skyrocketed over $4,000 over the last 2 days, he said. And as of Wednesday, Pierce owes Griddy $5,000. Should it be called Griddy or Greedy? I think they need to change their name. Greedy. He now owes $5,152.06 for the month of February. And again, it's not done yet. A shocking price considering his bill for his two-story house last month was just $387.70. Last February, Pierce said he only paid about $330. Quote, "It's mind-blowing. I honestly didn't believe the price at first. It's not a great feeling knowing that there is a looming bill that we just can't afford." Like Scott Amos, Pierce and his family has been trying to use as little electricity as possible to keep down the insane costs, including turning down the thermostat to 50 degrees and not using the lights or oven. "I'm walking around in my bathrobe right now to keep warm," he added with a laugh. Hey, at least you can laugh about it, $5,000 bill? That's funny. Good luck collecting. Stressing that he is hoping for a relief package from the state to help with the bill. Pierce said he is just living under the assumption this is a later problem. "I just told my wife to stop checking. There's nothing we can do now. This is already an insane thing, and I don't care about the money when it comes to people's health," he said, adding that if his work had not been affected by COVID-19 and he was working full-time, we could have taken care of this. Griddy and ERCOT did not immediately respond to the Daily Beast request for comment. Texas state officials have declared a state of emergency, and the Lone Star State was hit with another Arctic blast on Wednesday, in what the National Weather Service has called the worst of all winter events over this past week. With the possibility that this winter disaster is far from over, Scott Amos is worried that the price spikes might prompt some Texans to shut off their power or take dangerous measures to keep warm. It's like people who don't go to the doctor or dentist because they don't want to pay. People are desperate, and you shouldn't have to choose, she said. Dr. Sam Prater, a UT Health emergency medicine physician with Memorial Hermann, Texas Medical Center, told the Daily Beast his Houston hospital has already seen at least 100 patients come in over 48 hours with carbon monoxide poisoning. You want to know how that is? I'll tell you right now. Well, I don't want to go outside in a storm in my car, keep warm, turn the heat on. So I'm going to start it up inside the effing garage. And I'll maybe crack the garage open a little bit. Let the fumes out a little bit. And it ain't enough. And they're getting carbon monoxide poisoning. Some of them are probably dying. Just starting their car up to stay warm. Imagine that. You turn all the power off at your house. You save a $5,000 electric bill. You just go out in the car, let your car run for the cost of gasoline, or diesel or whatever. Or if you were off the grid, you had your own system set up, like those propane tanks I keep telling you about, 250 gallon, 500 gallon, 1,000 gallon, that can run your whole damn house, generator kind of a thing. But again, it could also be set up to run heaters and different things. You know, you could fire your stove up if it was on gas, propane. Open the damn door to the stove and just let that thing, you know, cook a little bit wide open. Let her eat, son. This is just incredible to hear this right now. And it's not funny, but didn't Biden twice now talk about a dark winter? Didn't the words dark winter come out of his mouth? Joe Biden. What even prompted him to talk about a dark winter? Because a lot of Texas is dark, and they're getting hit with a brutal winter storm. Very odd, if I might say so myself. And when you think about it, everyone's now going to ask, how is it even kind of possible that someone could have a $450 bill of electric use in one day, and then $5,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 for the month? And then it's going to cause them to say, well, energy or your system is traded on the commodities market. What's that? It's kind of like Wall Street. Okay, explain more. Well, there's these paper contracts that don't really have any underlying gas or propane or fuel. Just pieces of paper being shuffled around by these effing Wall Street criminals, the big hedge funds. Yeah, and when things like this happen, the prices spike on those futures contracts, those pieces of paper, and they just start going crazy higher and higher and higher, and those guys are making enormous amounts of money. So since they lost a lot of money on the GameStop bet, they decided, oh yeah, we're going to get our money back. You little peons think you pulled one off on us, hurt some of our hedge funds? Watch this. Watch this, you little jabroni bastards. Watch what we do to Texas. That's what I think happened. So people are now going to realize this criminal scam known as the COMEX market that sets the price of all things: food, corn, wheat, silver, gold, platinum, all kinds of metals, all kinds of fuels, propane, gas, all of that stuff, barrel of oil. None of it in which anyone's really demanding any delivery. They just have a piece of paper that says, I owe you, and I'm going to pass it to the next guy, hopefully for more than I paid for it. That's it. And then a little problem happens, a little crisis situation, and the prices skyrocket because of pieces of paper claiming something, that it's worth more. And what we do have to buy, but we do have to buy from the other companies. Okay, I understand. And what sets the price of you gritty buying from the other companies? How do you determine what you owe them? Oh, it's the open market. And the open market is set where? On the COMEX market. Although maybe there's a specific one for energy that I'm not aware of. Not necessarily COMEX, but it could be very well the COMEX itself. So people are then going to find out what you and I have known for a long time. It's nothing but a game rigging, price setting casino. And now we have a bunch of people who have died. People of numerous causes related to the cold storm. Some people froze to death outside. Some people got carbon monoxide. You name it. We're going to hear about all these people who died and got severely injured. All kinds of stuff. Some of them because they knew about the electric bill thing and decided to take measures in their own hand. Injured themselves in the process. And then they're all going to find out this was a criminal enterprise working the COMEX market that did this. You put my life and my family and my friend. And I think someone's going to be slightly upset. And this is going to lead to the rest of us, what we've been saying. Oh, well, while you're at it, what about gold and silver? Oh, but wait a minute. Gold and silver is already affecting that market. All these dealers don't have the silver. The prospectuses have changed on SLV, silver, and this other one, I forget what its symbol is. And they all have silver in the London exchange being watched and guardianshipped under JP Morgan. And they're saying we had to change our prospectus recently. We had to file a thing with the Security and Exchange Commission to let them know we had to change it. And the change basically says we don't have enough silver to issue any more shares of our company because the demand, the actual physical is drying up. And basically we're going to have a bunch of IOUs, which we kind of already have. And yeah, so there's a little problem. So as Woo Dude said, gonna have a lot of things happening all around the same time. So get ready for China, Taiwan, Iran. You're gonna hear the news, and you're gonna see a lot of things happening at once. But in the meantime, to take your focus off of things, we're over here trading the daylights out of crypto. We're in another trade right now on Theta, another one. And it is getting close to actually triggering. As far as to sell Theta at a higher price. Woo Dude gave us a call. It almost got to the number, didn't quite make it, but he goes, don't worry, they're showing me it's going higher anyways, just get in at this price range, it won't matter, you can make a quick whatever percent, depending on where you put your sells, but right now Theta is $3.60 as I'm talking to you. I believe that's the high for the day, and might even be not the all-time high. I think the all-time high was 372, and that was on 15th of February. So here we are 2 days later, and it is creeping up there again. It's 360 right now. I do in fact have a few stacked orders. Either one might be filling right now. I'm trying to think. One might be filling or filled slightly, possibly, and the other one's getting ready, I believe. To give you an idea of where these are, we think it's going to kind of do this little range thing: up, down, up, down, up, down. Scrape 8, 9, 10%, 6% again if you're a little conservative. So again, in the meantime, you got a $5,000 electric bill to pay. You might need to start trading some crypto real quick. And I can't wait to see what happens with those bills. Cannot wait. You're going to shut people off? You're going to shut them off? Well, you didn't pay your bill. Got to shut them off. Can't shut them off. He's not allowed to shut them off. Okay, well, we'll just put some in collections, you know. And then Gritty goes out of business because Gritty doesn't have the money to pay its suppliers, blah, blah, blah. But again, then it's going to come out. We're going to look into why would electric bill go that high? It doesn't make any sense. If everyone's charging 12 cents a kilowatt and that's normal, how could some places charge thousands of dollars? It doesn't make sense. Well, because we go off the price of this Wall Street conglomerate known as the COMEX. Again, I think it's the COMEX that does this. Anyways, it's the market online, whatever it's called. I believe it's COMEX is also traded there. And a bunch of traders. It's the damn day traders. Oh, yeah. And who are they? Who do they work for? Oh, it's the big boys. The big banks. You little GameStop bastards. Payback time. Payback time. That's what they're telling you right now. And you know what I think is going to happen? It's going to come out. We're going to hear about it. We're going to find out, holy shit, someone actually did this on purpose or blah, 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 that kind of a thing. And then it's going to come unglued. And people are going to demand that that entire fraudulent system is destroyed and shut down. And then what happens to the price of gold and silver if you can't set it on that criminal market? I'm just wondering. On that note, take care.